enforcement act like they're going to do something, cool. Not a problem. I hope you're ready for a lawsuit. And I just got here. Defame me as much as you want. Underestimate the level of connection that I have. Play games with me. I just wanted somewhere to sleep and the ability to make my own money. You want control that bad? I'm going to make sure that your life is worse than prison could ever be. Don't worry, you won't get put away, but we will have some fun. You don't know what problems are, but Houston's about to find out. Here, look it. You ready? I told you this homeless guy is literally following me. Well, I left the park, and he is now following me down the street. Look it. See this guy right here? Yeah, he is literally stalking me down the street. He is following me out of the park. I was there in the park live streaming, minding my own business. Now this undercover cop, homeless guy, is now stalking me down the street. While the badges are telling me, no problem, if he bothers you again, let us know. I've had enough. Can you tell? Oh, he's just looking in a trash can while the bus goes by. It has nothing to do with stalking me down the street. Now I'm going to go back to the park, and we'll see. Oh, it's okay. It's funny. Until the mothers have heart attacks. It's not funny anymore after that. But until then, it's hilarious. This is real stuff, guys. This is a real thing. This ain't no joke. Everybody wants to play. So we'll play. I play for keeps. Just not for pink slips because I don't have a car. And now that the homeless guy is gone, the staff is eye stalking me. Don't know why, don't care. Here, minding my own business. I'm riled up because they didn't get rid of the homeless person that was stalking me and giving me a problem. So I'm going to go back down and sit here and mind my own business. Let's see, the homeless guy followed me back up here. He followed me down the street, did not follow me back up. So let's see if I'm good. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'll sit right back down where I was at. Minding my own business, like I always do. Staff looking at me like I'm the problem, instead of chasing out the homeless guy that's staring at 12-year-olds and punch drunk picking in trash cans. How many times do I have to tell people I'm not a homeless guy, I'm not a part of the homeless community, and I am not going to be pressured or forced into doing anything with or for the community in return for my time at the park? You are not going to force me to do anything or be involved with anyone for sitting at the park. I am sitting at a park. That's it. You want to do something? Go do it over there. Go do it to somebody else. I don't have time for it, and I don't care. I'm not an easy target. And if Houston needs to find out the hard way, I make sure to verbalize it so they can learn quickly. I do not want them to learn this lesson slowly because I don't have the time and they don't have the money. Big Tech has eaten up every dollar that Texas had. Okay? They're poor now. It is what it is. I'm not here to clean up the mess the way that I was forced to clean up the mess in LA when I couldn't get out of that city. The only reason I helped in LA was because I didn't have a way to leave. Well, guess what, Houston? I will walk if I have to. So learn your lesson, stay out of my business, do not send one more undercover officer as a homeless guy to harass or bother me, or I will sue the city. Right hand to God. I do not care if I am seen as viable to stand in court. I don't care if I'm seen as a criminal or not. I'm informing you. that if you give me one more problem, I will walk out of this city through Gator Country to Florida, and I will leave you with a pile of shit on your doorstep in a burning bag. I'm not asking if we're clear. I'm informing you. Back off, because I am here to sleep, to eat, to work, and to leave. And that is all you will get, or you will lose more than you can afford. And if you don't think so, ask anyone in LA who isn't too proud to admit they lost the entire city against me when I had to stand my ground. I made it out of LA with my income, an income that I built while being attacked by the city constantly. And I do not play games. So please and thank you, stay out of my business. When you're dumb enough to tell me what to do, you will learn your lesson. And beyond that, stay out of mine, because I'm minding my own. If you're just showing up, I've had a pretty good afternoon, and I show up here at the park to hang out, and unfortunately I was harassed by somebody who may or may not have been an undercover officer, but was posed as a homeless person. Either way, this homeless person was extremely aggressive and, verbally aggressive, time aggressive, just really not leaving me alone. And, I went and I had a conversation with the officers about it. Then the guy was following me down the street, quite literally. And, oh, no big deal. It's not happening to me. Good. Thank you. Yes. Let me handle it. So handle it is what I did. I had my conversation with y'all. I had a conversation with the officers. This dude goes down the street, goes around the corner, and now I'm being left alone to mind my own business. But that's what it really comes down to, is like being polite and being nice. It was working and things were going really well. And then, in a proverbial sense, somebody shows up inappropriate, if you know what I mean. Like imagine it happening that, like, oh no, I'm sorry, I just didn't mean to. No, it doesn't work that way. This is real life. You got a problem. I didn't ask if you have a problem. I'm letting you know that you now have a problem because you crossed the line one time. I don't even do one. Ask around. I don't. If you pressure me enough, you scare me enough, I'll lie to you. I'll tell you, oh, I do all these chances. I don't give anyone any chances. And that's the truth. So, you give me an issue, you will have an issue as long as you live. That is how hard I've had to fight to stay alive to this age. That's what it takes to be out here and doing what I'm doing and still trying to stay fresh and clean on top of it as the storm rolls in, right? As the freaking storm is rolling in. I don't care if anyone's trying to help me. I don't care if anyone's trying to hurt me. I'm saying leave me alone and stay out of it, because me and Mother Nature have been just fine, and we're just fine long before you ever showed up, and I don't want nothing to do with you to begin with. And I made that clear a long time ago. You tried to force me into it. You found out twice now. Learn your lesson and back off. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to stay out of the way. You're not going to bother me about it. You're going to face serious consequences when you do. And then I'm going to get up out of here so I'm no longer bothering you. I don't care if that rhymes well or not. I'm just saying my piece. Because that's where I'm at and that's the situation I'm in. I'm not going to be treated like a homeless person. I'm not going to be treated like a vagrant. I'm not going to be treated like a problem. I'm not going to be treated like a criminal. Because I'm not. I'm not any of that. So, to be quite honest, I'm not going to tolerate that behavior in my direction. I'm not. I got brand new clothes on. I'm fresh. My body's washed. I'm all good. You are not going to treat me different just because you cheated the system. You lied and you stole to get somewhere to live and to get money. And you're going to treat me like I'm less. Well, I take that as a confession that you stole where you are at in society. You give me a problem while I'm in Houston. My immediate submission that I could probably research and find myself to be accurate is that you stole what you had, that you did not get where you're at fairly, that you cheated to get where you're at in life. I'm clean, I'm cut well, I'm doing what I have to do. I'm working. I'm not just sitting around being a vagrant. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't do crime. I don't do any of that. None of the drama. I don't put up with people trying to cut out my internet service and say it's the weather. Take care of that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just not about it. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. But you will find that I am very good at minding my own business. And when you are not, I'm not going to be there to watch the show, if you will. If you understand what I'm saying. So, today was supposed to be a good day. I got myself a brand new outfit. I just spent like half my paycheck to get a new outfit. At the dollar store, if you could believe that. I could have gone to Target, I could have gone to Target or Walmart. I ended up spending $75 at the dollar store, and I walked like an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to the dollar store. I just couldn't believe how ripped off I got today. But these things happen. I got some decent clothes. They're not too bad. It's all right. It is what it is. But I'm irritated. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty irritated. Today was not a good day. And then to add insult to injury, tonight going how it's going. And then tonight, late in the night, is going to be pretty freaking cold. The accent's from your mother, in case you didn't know. And then, I'm going to have to friggin' put up with the cold tonight. It's going to be freezing cold, and it's also going to be raining, more than likely. No idea where I'm going, no idea what I'm doing. How to spend the money, but now I don't have enough money to get myself a room for the night to stay out the cold. $10 short of getting a room for the night. So it is what it is, but I'm not going to sit back and put up with people's BS when they're living off of my tax dollars. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not okay with that being how my money gets spent. I'm not cool with that. And then, on top of it, you're going to take my money and use it to make it harder for me to make money. Get the hell out of this country. I don't care where you go. You might want to get on a boat or a plane or a train as soon as humanly possible, because I'm not the guy to do that with. If I'm spending my tax dollars, it better be going to the places I want it to go to. And when it doesn't, especially when it blows back in my direction, I am going to find a new home for you. And that is with my right hand to God. I mean it. I really will. It's not going to be a home that you like. That is an unfortunate part of the package, but yeah. You can go ahead and deport him. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I know y'all haven't been tuned in for the past couple of years, but I am tuned in with just about every major governmental agency. Like everything from DHS to DPS, DPSS or DPS, I don't even know. But ICE, all them people, they track everything that I'm doing on my phone. It's pretty neat how they do it too. I had somebody teach me how they do it. And for a while there, I was a little irritated. I was like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. But now, I don't have any complaints. None at all. Somebody gives me an attitude, they end up halfway in another country. Somebody tries to set me up for a crime, they end up in prison themselves. It's not a bad gig, bro. Not a bad gig at all. Totally okay with it. Just know, I am not a cop, and I do not go out of my way with any of it, unless you go out of yours. It's the kind of thing where if it's not costing me money, I don't care. It's none of my business at all. But if you ever cut into The ability for me to even make 1 cent, if you get in the way of 1 cent of mine, I will destroy you. Unequivocally. Whatever. You get the point. Make fun of me, disappear, the rest is history or not, or whatever. It's my turn. And I'm really enjoying it, to tell you the truth. For the first time in my life, I am getting appropriated justice. And it sure feels good. It does. So. Thanks for the follows. I am going to toss this friggin' cork board that's attached to the overpriced sandals that I bought from the dollar store that should have been like $3. And I'll be right back. Okay. Where am I from doesn't matter. I'm currently in Houston, Texas, living it up. I'll tell you the truth, I've been having a wonderful time. I've been having a lot of fun up until today. Today was fucking shit. I just got paid, right? Just got paid. I had to spend half of that on a new outfit because the outfit I had was officially done for. And, you know, I spent, say, maybe another $20 on food already because I've just been starving, you know, like straight up starving. And you know, I'm to a point where I'm paying taxes. And so I am really putting my foot down after enduring 6 years of people mistreating me. I'm just saying, hey, look, I'm a taxpayer. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have an apartment because I'd call the cops on you because people are that obvious to me that most of them I already know what they're doing and what they're not just by looking at them. And if I wanted to clear a space for myself, I could snap my fingers and do it, quite literally. But instead, I'm saying, well, you're living your life. That's none of my business, but don't call my bluff. Because I will clear a space and I will give it to someone else. I won't even keep it for myself. Because I'm on my own journey. I'm on my own track. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm almost to the point where I can get myself out of this situation. And I've been working at that for over a decade. I've been doing this for over a decade. I'm not giving in. I'm not giving up. And when people either are asking for my help, I say no, because I can't. That's just where it is. That's where things are. You know, I'm making my money online. That's my income. It's not charity money. It's not a GoFundMe. It's a website. It's a business that I run. And I make money on that website. I make just enough to feed myself, so it's not much. But I've only been doing it for about a month. So, you know, I'm busting my butt to make enough money to get myself out of this situation and to move on. And by this situation, what I mean by that is where I have to choose between eating for a week and getting a flight or getting a hotel. I shouldn't have to choose between eating and sleeping. And pretty soon I won't have to. So be fully aware, I'm in a tough spot, but I do not identify as a homeless person. I do pay taxes, and I will not tolerate ever at all, for any reason, being treated in any sort of way that is me being singled out. If I'm hanging out at the park, you leave me alone because I'm hanging out at the park. If I had a regular apartment here, guess what I'd be doing? I'd come out and I'd sit in the park all day. So I'm not doing anything different than I would if I lived up the street. Why treat me any different? I have a job, and you obviously very much do not have a job because people with jobs don't waste their time talking that way. Yeah. So I'm spending as much time in each park throughout the city as I would spend if I was living up the street. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it. Me having to find somewhere to sleep at night does not change that I'm the same guy during the day. I shower. I change my clothes. I pay for my food. I'm not a vagrant or a loiterer. I do not loiter. I do not commit vagrancy. All right? I work very hard to obey the law. It's a pretty tough thing to do, believe it or not, in the situation that I'm in. So when it comes to people that I know could never do what I do the way I do it, I don't have an ounce of energy left. I do not have a minute or a moment of patience left. I don't. And when I go down to the park down the road, and the staff that's been eyeing me up for a couple of days, even though I'm only hanging out in the park during the day for 2 or 3 hours at a time, they've been eyeing me up because I'm new. When they give me a problem, I'm going to take their jobs and come back. I'm going to actively make the phone call myself. I'm not going to have another person make it for me. I'm that angry. I'm that upset. And I'm that sick of this that I will make that phone call myself. And when they pick up that phone, it's me on the other end, and they they friggin' lose it in their pants. Hopefully the point gets through. I'm done playing. I'm not a criminal. I have had to stay off the grid to build myself to where I'm at so I can make my own income, because my family, unfortunately, was not the most savory of people. That's not my fault or my problem. I don't have anything to do with them, and I have worked very hard to start my own life over without having to hide, to build a life for myself and not be identified as one of them, because I'm not one. I was raised outside my family. I worked very hard to build a reputation for myself, to have it attacked by those same people. And I still made it out. And I'm still going to make my money, and I'm going to move on from this. And the rest is not going to be history unless somebody wants a lawsuit, because that's all I have left to offer is prison, institution, lawsuit. Lawsuit being the most merciful of the three. That's all I got left to offer. So, that's where I'm at in my life. That's the stuff that I'm handling, what I'm dealing with. And I just don't have time for the drama anymore. I really don't. I am literally starving. I am tired. And I have to wait a couple of hours to settle in. And I have, friggin' people that are trying to tell me how to live my life and how to do it. Like, whoa. Now, hold your horses. I am not a part of the Houston community. And I'm not a homeless guy. On top of that, on top of all of it, I'm visiting. I'm here in Houston visiting. I'm visiting in a very low budget fashion, but I am visiting. So, let it go, like Frozen, and leave me alone. Because I'm not the one. And that's it. Thanks for the follows. And, for the people that say, well, just go around and enjoy yourself, I'm going to be honest with you. Until I'm making enough money, I'm not going to enjoy myself either way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen. I am not going to have the kind of fun people expect me to have until I'm making enough money that I can go back to the hotel at the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe people are delusional. Maybe they really do think that I'm like mentally unstable or something. I don't know. But you got to be mentally unstable to have to live this way and then be able to have as much fun as people are expecting you to have. Like I have people telling me like, oh, go out and have a good time. Or they're like, hey, let's get together and do this or that. And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not there yet. So no. Answer's no. They say, come on, you could be one of our homeless people. And the only thing that comes to mind is them dying. Like, would you like to insult me in a more egregious fashion, or was that enough? You know what I mean? Like, are you satisfied? Because I work very, very hard for what I got. And I barely have enough to live on. So when somebody throws that my way, right through the roof, like point blank period, right through the roof. I can't even hear it. Can't hear it. Don't care. And so now I'm all fired up. And I bought chicken earlier, and I regret buying that chicken. I was doing real good. Well, no, I mean, I really wasn't doing that good with the diet. But I don't know. I just regret buying the chicken because I wasn't feeling all that hungry. But it's like I knew my body needed food. You know what I mean? Like I knew I needed to eat. So I did. But still not feeling good about it. I know I could have gotten something healthier, and I didn't. But at the same time, I realize I'm not making enough money to sustain that kind of diet. So, it is what it is. And not all those chicken hormones have gotten through me. Guess I'm nice and relaxed. It's just the worst thing in the world where I'm almost making enough money that I never have to think about money. You know? But I'm just not there yet. I'm like this close to almost not having to worry about money. But I'm not all the way there. Yeah, so, as far as being like an upstanding citizen and all that, I'm doing my best. And I'd say I'm not doing too bad. What I will say, though, is I am a businessman, and I'm in full recognition that law enforcement, the state, the government, they are competing factors. They are competing elements in a very large atmosphere and, market. And when it comes to me personally, if they want to stay in the winning facility of my choosing, like if they want to continue to receive funding that's coming from my direction at the amount that they're getting it, you know what I mean? Like I can't be dealing with any of that, And what's really starting to bother me is I have a lot of people getting a lot of money from a lot of places that I could be getting the money from instead of them. Just so I don't have to deal with what comes with that money. Essentially like socio-political things, drama, adult stuff that I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing the same thing I was doing 10 years ago. Just getting myself to a point of making money on the internet. And I'm finally starting to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm fulfilling that. All this other stuff that's so big and important, like, you go ahead and figure that out. Like, but the thing is, you got to leave me out of it. Don't be trying to double dip. I'm not the rest of my family. Like the rest of my family, they're going to play politics, or maybe you try to leverage me against them, whatever. No, I will step back from everybody and say, I'm not about it. You go do what you got to do. Just remember, if my name is on that piece of paper, you're paying for it. And we both know the country itself can no longer afford that name. So, you be that guy, you gotta be that guy. But if not, I was minding my own business. And I would like to go back to minding my own business. I stress myself out enough. I am not going to have anyone stress me out. You stress me out. Good luck. Breeze running pretty low, and I would say I've calmed down just about as enough as is necessary for me to handle the next thing. So I'm going to hop off of here, and I'm going to hop over to TikTok and see what's going on there. Okay? Everybody good. or are we still hanging out? By the way, we need to get to 30 subs on the website by the end of the week, and we are currently at, I think, 26 or 27. So we only need like 3 or 4 more people to sub on the website. It's the Spicy website. You know which website that is. We only need about 3 or 4 more to make it to 30 to reach my goal. So if you're not on the website, I'd really appreciate you for that. You were helping me move on from a situation of maybe not homelessness, but poverty, for lack of a better term. Being below the poverty line. But I was looking up and I saw this dude go and take a seat on a chair thing, and it looks pretty neat. And I'm glad he pointed it out. So I'm going to go take a picture under this thing. And, oh wow, that's hilarious. That ties into something else. But I'm going to go ahead and take a picture over there. And then I'm going to go live on TikTok for a little bit. Maybe we'll get like 5 or 10 people. But I just want to check in because there's a lot of people that do go over to TikTok that don't come here. So I'll talk to y'all soon.